Kumbaya, my love, kumbaya. Oh,
On my journey now. That's a beautiful picture of you. How old are you in that picture?
I think about
Talk about age.
21 or 22. So it was young. I had a lot of hair then. I'm a sort of a poet, but that means a lot of different things to me. That means that not only do you write something called poetry, but that you live something called life. I don't know that I've ever faced discrimination as a woman as yet. And I think that's because the racial situation in America makes most black women face discrimination as black. I love it. I like college kids because I think it's difficult these days to be in college. I think that the task of the 70s is very different from the task of the 50s or the 40s or the 60s, that we don't have the mass movements that we once had. I'm really concerned about the quality of life. I don't know, I have a little nephew who's 14, and I just don't know what's in his head. Because I can't even tell him words like, honor and duty. You know what I mean? Because he doesn't know what I'm talking about. What is wrong? What is wrong with you? I told him once that I wanted him to be the first black governor of Ohio. And his immediate reaction was, well, shoot, I don't want to get killed. That's what he said. And that's kind of sad to me that, something like service, because I believe in service. I think that for black people, it's going to be the only thing that's going to get us over. The discovery of America is such a stupid term. America wasn't lost. We had people living in America. It's like, nobody would say, I discovered China. You didn't discover America. It's been here all along, and it's been here with people all along. Can you imagine what you could do to make a grown elephant get on a boat? You can't. You kill the bull first, and then you kill the cow, and then you kill the juveniles, and that leaves the baby. Now you can capture a baby elephant because they're little, and because now you have destroyed everything that tells this elephant you are an elephant and you shouldn't be bothered with that. Sometimes the elephant is not going to be captured and you end up killing the baby too because you're mean and crazy. But any elephant that is going to be in the New World, or for that matter, India or any other damn place, we have destroyed the community and we've taken it down to the baby. Kunta Kinte was 14. You can train a 14-year-old boy. By the time he's 20, you're losing him. Can you imagine making a slave out of me? I don't mean just because I'm Nikki. I mean, can you imagine? Can you imagine you being a slave? We know our name. We are clever. We're going to figure out a way to get out of this. We're going to train the children. You kill us. You get rid of us. Enslaving a person is the same as capturing an elephant. So the slave trade, which is another thing that has to be dealt with, is trade in children. It always was, always will be. And we see it today. It's just many, many things about human beings that say that we are not an evolved species. I mean, when we look at the history of slavery, we have a whole situation where no one cared if you were a woman or not. You had to get out into the field. Or after freedom, no one cared whether you were a woman or not. You had to work to support your family. So black women, that's one of the problems that women's lib has, I think, in relating to the black woman. They look at themselves as women, but we've had to look at ourselves as black. On the slave ships, we know that the people did not speak the same language, which again is disgraceful in many, many respects, because you have people that are living within 100 miles of each other, maybe even less, who are speaking a different language. And so they couldn't communicate, because now we're talking youngsters on a slave ship who don't have a language in common. So the only thing they're going to have in common is a song. And it's not going to be a song that we sing, it's going to be a moan that somebody can pick up and sing again. And nobody has done music as well as, if I may, African Americans, Black Americans. Because we are the ones that use that song to get us, in the words of the old Negroes, well, it's not a spiritual, that's a gospel song. How I got over, speaking of Sarah Ward. How I got over, my soul looks back and wonders how I got over. And that's what gave us the strength to get over it, was that song. And it was incredible. A community fought a war with a song. Everybody should have taken a lesson from us. The Civil Rights Movement was fought with a song. We didn't have guns. We didn't have no drones here. We're not dropping bombs, am I right? What we were doing is we shall overcome. And it got to the point it made the Southern sheriffs crazy.
And so they did ugly things to us. But our response was to fight back with that song. Song won. The Negro spiritual is uniquely American. You're not going to find the Negro spiritual, even Kumbaya, which everybody's made it Kumbaya, but come by here. It was just a bastardized speaking, come by here, Lord. I can't do that Southern thing, but come by here. And so it got translated back. It was never, oh, they did this in West Africa and we brought it here. We did it here and took it back. I grew up in the South. I'm a Southerner by birth. I was born in Knoxville, Tennessee, and actually my parents moved to Cincinnati, which called itself the gateway to the South. If there's one thing that we know about the American South is that there's no such thing as a white Southerner, because the majority of white Southerners were suckled by black women. They had black nannies. And if you are what you eat,